Hey guys, just wanted to let you know, I am streaming a lot more consistently over on Twitch right now, roughly 4 to 5 times a week, and we are on the road to 10,000 followers over there. So if you want to stop by and say hi while I'm live, that link will be in the description below. But anyways, on to today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, hey hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. The Season 3 update for Modern Warfare and Warzone obviously brought a lot of new stuff to the game, and most of it was highlighted via the trailers or the roadmap and whatnot, but there was also a lot of other stuff added into the game that you might not know about. So today we're breaking down a handful of things you didn't know about Season 3, including some pretty interesting new modes coming to the game soon, and also what could be the very first Warzone map update as well. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between. So, for starters, something you might not have known about Season 3 that's actually really useful for any season, honestly, is how to gain an absurd amount of XP in a very short amount of time. Now, XP in a season doesn't really mean all that much, right? Just because ultimately, you are only working towards two things essentially. One of those being the seasonal max rank blueprint, in which case this season it is the fugitive blueprint for, I believe, the Scar, then also the ability to unlock all of your officer challenges as well. But either way, if you do want to level up incredibly fast, playing Trials is 100% the way to go. So you get new Trials tickets every few levels after you surpass rank 55, and these things allow you to potentially earn up to 20,000 XP every 40 to 50 seconds if you are efficient enough. So each season does have its own series of trials, from gun courses to parkour courses to racetracks, but personally I think the Season 1 shooting course on Speedball is one of the easiest ways to get the most XP in the shortest amount of time. So the trick to this is to, first off, activate a double XP token, that way you can maximize your XP earnings in the end. Then jump into that Season 1 Speedball course, grab 2 pistols, personally I think the X16 and the M19 are the best, then just run through that course and tap each target. Definitely keep that in mind, don't spam your pistols, just tap them, that way you can keep that accuracy up. Then once you do get comfortable with the course itself, you should be able to knock this out in about 30 seconds, and if you can, you'll get 3 stars on the course which yields 10,000 XP. Then that double XP turns that into 20,000 XP, which you just did next to nothing to actually earn. So be sure to take advantage of some double XP tokens or some double XP weekends, and grind out those trials for some fast and relatively easy XP. Now, another thing that you might not have known about Season 3 is that this season is going to bring back one pretty OG mode and another pretty interesting mode if you ask me. Now, on the official Season 3 blog post, they preview a few modes as they say, as the season continues, expect more playlists in multiplayer, like Demolition, Gun Game Reloaded, Gunfight Variants, and more. So those are all out there and relatively well known about. And of course, on the actual Season 3 roadmap, we see that Reinfected Ground War and Gun Game Reloaded will be coming to multiplayer as well. But, curiously enough, there's also 2 other new modes that were mentioned, but only in one very specific place. That is on the European PlayStation blog. So if you were to look on any Activision blogs, you wouldn't find these. If you were to look on the US PlayStation blog, you wouldn't find these. However, if you look at the European PlayStation blog, you'll see a section dedicated to new modes for Warzone and multiplayer. So this reads, looking to add to your trio, Quads makes its Warzone debut at the start of the season, and 2 new multiplayer modes will join the mix mid-season. Then we see Quads for the launch update, and obviously we've already got that. Then for the mid-season updates, we see Sabotage, which is a fan favorite mode from previous Call of Duty titles, and this features unlimited respawns and a bomb site that players must destroy within the time limit. Then we also see Jug of War as a brand new mode, and this has the description of compete with enemy forces to capture a Juggernaut care package, then don the Juggernaut and successfully escort it to the enemy base. So these modes will be coming to multiplayer at some point in the future. We're not exactly sure when, but they will be added in eventually. And Sabotage is actually pretty similar to Cyber Attack Pro, which we just saw a few weeks back. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how exactly those are going to differ from one another. Then Jug of War kind of just sounds a lot like the Juggernaut version of Safeguard in all honesty, just with the added objective of capturing the Juggernaut crate before you escort it to the base. Anyways, staying on the topic of future updates, it also seems Warzone could have a pretty big one coming its way if these teasers are what they appear to be. But I do want to preface all of this. This Warzone talk is simply speculation. You know, it is inferred information based off of what's shown to us in-game, physically in-game, and also from some information that Call of Duty accidentally put out. So there is some solid backing to it, but it has not been 100% confirmed. That said, I do think it makes a whole lot of sense, and it lines up very well with what we know is planned for the game itself. So first and foremost here, let's talk about a potential new location that could be coming to the game, and this is stemming from the same exact oopsie that initially revealed that duos would be coming in the near future. So on the Call of Duty website, when Season 3 first went live for a few moments, we were able to see that they detailed the modes of quads, duos, and more coming throughout the season. And thanks to a few of you pointing this out to me in the comments, it seems the duos image teases a little something extra. If you look closely, the map previewed in the duos picture is actually Sawmill, one of the brand new multiplayer maps for Season 3, and honestly, it just wouldn't make sense to showcase a Warzone mode on a map or in a place that is not in Warzone, and currently, Sawmill is not a part of the map. Now, we do have Lumber, which is somewhat similar, but it's not Sawmill one for one. So we could have our first ever new location in the form of Sawmill coming later this season. Once again, that is just speculation, but it does seem to add up considering this was posted by Call of Duty themselves. Now, the other really interesting update that Warzone could be seeing is its first ever live event and/or another major map change, courtesy of the dam. Now, on the main menu, you can see that the background shows off the dam, and here it's filled with water, and some of it is actually draining down the incline on the face of it. In-game, that's not there because the dam is actually currently frozen over. And in addition to that, on the multiplayer and Warzone menu tabs, you're walking across the dam and in the background there's mist as if the water was flowing and water falling over the side. And once again, that is not happening in-game. So going off of the main menu previews, it would appear that the dam is going to change in the coming weeks. Here's the thing though, we don't know how exactly this could happen. We do know that live events are planned for Warzone. The executive vice president for Activision said so prior to launch, so this could very well happen right before our eyes in-game, in a very Fortnite-style kind of event. And truth be told, regardless of how you feel about that game, we all know those events drew in numbers, and Activision likes numbers, especially ones of that size. So that is effectively one possibility. The other possibility is that we see an update similar to how things changed last year in Blackout, where there's just a cinematic that depicts what happens, and then we see those changes physically occur in-game. In fact, we actually saw Hydro Dam in Blackout break and flood during Operation Spectre Rising, so we may see a repeat scenario here in which the water melts, the dam floods, or just simply has some water running out of it, and instead of frozen rivers, we see flowing rivers, and maybe even the addition of some water-based vehicles. Once again, this is all speculation, but as I said, it seems very likely to me considering where this information is coming from. Anyways, there is also a few other things you may not know about Season 3, including the fact that the M93 Rafficas from MW2 are essentially back in the form of the Renetti in the Battle Pass, as you can attach a 3-round burst mod on it and recreate one of the most iconic weapons in Call of Duty history. Also, you can add the Akimbo weapon perk as well, so there's that too. They also added a streamer mode, sort of under the radar I guess, although it's more of a reverse streamer mode if you ask me. It apparently does not hide your name from the enemies, but it will change your random teammates and enemies' names to prevent those from showing. So if you are interested in having that turned on, it is now an option in the settings. Then, finally, the last thing you might not have known about Season 3 is that there is yet another classic Ghost skin set to return at some point in the future, and it looks a whole lot like the one from Loose Ends in MW2. Now, we're not exactly sure how it's going to return. My guess would probably be in the shop for roughly 2,400 COD points, but another ghost skin from the good old days is coming back sometime during Season 3 as well. So, with all of that being said, those are a handful of things you probably didn't know about Season 3. That is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.